and it is going to be the three. He doesn't look excited, but the three towers. Please welcome to the stage, like Weston.
All right, you horrible lot. I want to see you on the floor and give me 20 right now. What are you waiting for? On the floor, 20 press ups right now. It was 2011. I was at a boot camp, a fitness boot camp. I just love that style of military fitness. There's something about a man in uniform shouting at me that really just works for me. Let's not consider that any further. No. Speech is about. Speech is about leadership. Because this is my icebreaker for heading into a new pathway. I'm heading up to the leadership development pathway. And this is my breaking my ice. So I thought I would talk about my favourite experience of being in leadership, making it work, and being the best experience of being a leader. So I was at this fitness boot camp. It was the second day. We were all exhausted. We'd just gone for, it'd been leg morning, we'd gone for runs, we'd been doing shuttle runs, we were just sweaty, exhausted, and could barely hold ourselves together. No coherent thoughts at all. And then the instructors gave us this challenge. Right, we've got these mats that are numbered 1 to 5. And what I want you to do is 3 columns. You're going to move these mats to that over there. You can only move one mat at a time, and you can't have one number higher than the other. We were going, I'll give you 10 minutes. So we marbled about. We had no idea what was going on. We were grabbing mats, randomly moving about. It was absolute chaos. And of course, we didn't do it in 10 minutes. We could have done it in 20 minutes, 50 minutes. We were all over the place. We were exhausted. We weren't working as a team. There was nothing going on. So I recognised this puzzle. I love puzzles. I love that sort of abstract thinking. I was looking at it, it just rings a bell. I was tired. I was back to doing more. It was done legs, now it was going to be arms, it was press ups, it was doing circuits around the gym. We were just being absolutely tired out. And it suddenly came on me. I know this puzzle. It's the Towers of Hanoi. It's a classic puzzle that goes back for thousands of years. In fact, there's a legend that somewhere in the Tibet there are thousands and thousands of these being done every day. People are moving these piles. And when you finally get to the end, the world will end. The universe will collapse into itself because it will take thousands upon thousands of years. I know how to do this. And I think I can get this to work. So he came back, the instructor, and he said, right, you lot, I'm going to give you generous. I'm going to give you 20 minutes this time. And I stood up and went, I can do it 5. And I said that not because I thought I could do it. I needed to get people to pay attention. Because if no one felt like they were in the centre of things, if no one took the leadership role, we were going to run around like headless chickens. And it needed something dramatic and seemingly impossible because we had just flailed about and lost it in 10 minutes. 5 minutes seemed impossible if people paid attention. And that's the first thing about leadership. Leadership is about standing up. It's about stepping up and seizing the opportunity. But if you don't do anything with it, it doesn't matter. And there's one phrase I love about leadership. A leader is someone who knows the way, shows the way, goes the way. But simple, 6 or so words summarising what leadership is. And I knew that if we were going to make this work, I would have to do that. So I knew the way. I needed to know, let people see that I knew the way. So what I'd done was I found little bits of pipe and made a little model. So in our 5 minutes, the first minute in our 5 minutes, I went, look, this is a model of what we have to do, and shuffle these pipes about in front of people. I got a little cadre, a team, so we can do this. This is what all we have to do. It's simple to do. We move that bit there, that has to go into there, that goes back onto that goes over to there, and you just do it. And it's a simple progression. And we can get this to work, but we all have to work together. That was the first minute gone. Then we had to get people engaged. Everyone had to have a role. Form a queue, people, form a queue. Someone was getting them running up and moving the mats. That was the second minute. We were getting people moving, we were getting people organised. Second minute down. Third minute, start to take shape. We're moving things along. We see the mat. This pile is shrinking. The middle pile is growing. We're starting to see movement. We're starting to see it coming together. People are involved and engaged. but I lose track. Because I mean, they're all over there, my model's over here, the queue's over there. I can't keep track of it all, and I don't know what's going on. But because I told someone, because I knew the way, I showed the way to them, and then they picked it up. They knew what to do, even when I wasn't there, even when I had lost sight of what we were all about. They knew what to do. They picked up the mats and they did it without me and my involvement. I couldn't have done it alone. I couldn't have moved all those mats in the time committed. Did we were against the clock. 4 minutes, the final minute, and it was just rush, rush, rush. Would we make it? Because again, we couldn't do it in 10. Would we eventually get there? And in classic James Bond type countdown, it was probably hanging there for maybe about 10 seconds. And we did. We made it. We did it. In 5 minutes, we got there. We all were absolutely boosted up. We all felt we had achieved something. And we'd done it together. And I'd been there with them. I'd gone the way with them. I'd known the way, shown the way, and I'd gone the way. And that for me is my favourite example of leadership. Not because it's a particularly strong example, not because it changed the world, but because I had to stand up in front of a group of people who didn't know me, I had no credibility. I had to show them I meant something. I had to show them I had an idea, and they had to trust me. I had to put all my baggage, all my education to one side, and just in that moment convince them, a group of tired people, to do this. You should all try that. Get away from your support systems, get away from everything else. Be a leader out with your normal framework. And I'm proud this evening some people have done that. Because the election's tonight, and a lot of people have picked up these roles, and I salute them for doing that. Moving out of their comfort zones, moving away from their networks, and doing something incredible.
We all now know exactly how to get Mike's attention. A man in uniform shouting angrily, and no can happen. Could we get